It was USAID that I fear much more than the CIA, because the USAID is how CIA gets shit done.
USAID is clearly in the job of trying to bring about regime change. It has secret bank accounts, shell companies.
USAID gets $50 billion a year in US taxpayer money. That's a larger overt fund than the CIA has.
USAID perhaps is the new CIA.
Have we ever tried to meddle in other countries' elections?
Oh, probably.
This is not just about over there. This is about here.
They have a process, a system by which they destroy other nations, and they use that same process and system in order to destroy the United States.
It's a plot against our own people.
Now, before I let this continue, we started this episode with a bunch of people mad that Elon Musk had access to information. That set of information is what Senator Kennedy was talking about, what this guy's about to sort of talk about, and what we're about to get into. And I got to ask you guys in the chat, are you more upset that Elon has access to it? Or are you upset, or no, sorry, are you okay with the fact that Elon has access to this information if he is exposing corruption and overspending? Or do you just not want anybody to go through the government books at this time, or at least not Elon Musk? Because that's really what it looks like. I'm looking for the whole Elon Musk is setting himself up, but he doesn't really deal with USAID directly. He's in the SpaceX, that's defense contracting, which is like a whole different budget. And they're obviously not going to let him make too many decisions there, because there will be a conflict of interest. So when they get to that, I guarantee he'll recluse himself or whatever, so that they can't say he's trying to specifically line his own pockets. But I want you guys to just understand, you are here on Purge of the BS. This channel is dedicated to taking the BS of these situations and getting it out there. Because if not, a lot of times people will believe the first batch of people who said that this money was stopping kindergarten kids from eating. It may have been connected to that in some country. We're not talking about U.S. kids. We might be talking about some other situation. Maybe it'll Save the Children or somebody. I don't know. Not saying all of that money was going to bad causes, but watch this video. And then we can talk about that right after, okay? This one is, I forgot what the dude's name, but came to me from this cat, Mike Benz, and he had some movie that was coming out. So
America,
check it out.
What if I told you that the United States government was acting like the world's Gestapo, using organizations like USAID under the pretense of humanitarian aid to topple governments, install politicians, and orchestrate regime changes in third world countries?
I disagree with that as somebody who has helped plan coup d'etat. Yeah. Not here, but, other places.
These are places that are practically entirely run at this point by the CIA and the U.S. State Department, which is, of course, a CIA front.
USAID provides most of the money.
This isn't a giveaway.
The State Department provides the policy vision.
This makes a difference to people's perception of us.
Hey, Wendy, thanks for stopping in the chat there. Tamara, I see you still in the chat. Treat Wendy nice. She's being great. She's being great. Thanks for coming by.
Is commanding the Taliban to keep the opium flowing.
Or oppression or resistance to governance.
Those USAID trucks were stopped at the border to Venezuela with fully automatic weapons.
All of those things.
I don't think that's humanitarian aid.
What a difference that makes.
And if we stand for democracy anywhere, we have to stand for it everywhere, including in Guatemala.
Guatemala. What if I told you that USAID, the State Department, and the CIA created a fraudulent political party and then used that illegitimate party to rig the 2023 Guatemalan election so they could install a list of CIA-controlled politicians who would continue to allow them to run the world's largest child trafficking network out of Guatemala?
Nothing to do with that? Correlation, not causation? That is absurd.
They didn't deny it, which means that they admitted it.
This is no question, a political shocker in Guatemala.
The U.S. government, the Biden administration, helped cover up voter fraud.
Why Guatemala? Why not some other country?
Guatemala is concerned about child trafficking, the NGOs that are trafficking the children.
Jill Biden was the chairman of the board of Save the Children.
You guys just raided Save the Children.
Guess who stepped in? The State Department, U.S. Embassy, and USAID. Another coincidence?
America. What if I told you that DHS, under the direct orders of Alejandro Mayorkas, would create a public-private partnership with Mexican cartels, and that HHS, under the direct orders of Xavier Becerra, would create a public-private partnership with NGOs like Save the Children and Southwest Key Programs. And in this quasi-public-private partnership, they would use your tax dollars to fund the world's largest international child trafficking operation.
As to whom we know where they are, that is outside the
Just
responsibility.
being honest, guys, this is not BS. This is real stuff he's talking about.
Secretary Mayorkas, he acts like none of this ever happens.
It's his policies that caused over 500,000 children being smuggled in this country.
And he also knew who to blame.
HHS places those children.
That's on you.
Was that a question to me?
Are you familiar with the sponsors that utilize a strip club as an address?
You shrug your shoulders and then send another batch of kids out to sponsor.
Human trafficking bust at an egg farm. Federal prosecutors call it modern-day slavery.
Of course, we investigate cases of trafficking.
Another lie.
All right, guys. So that was just a little snippet of some of the involvement that USAID has actually gotten into. Now, I'm all about aiding people, helping countries, helping people do better in life, you know, that whole thing. But I believe that there has been some smoke. I believe there's been some smoke delivered, and I want to go over it with you guys because I just think it's important that we at least cover what's being talked about. So let me see where I have this thing here. That's John Kennedy. Where's that. Where's this thing at? All right, well, fine. I'll just read it off then. Let me pull this over. All right, guys. So I'm gonna pull up a clip here in a second. Let me find, where was that thing at? Let's see. Donations, companies. There we go. Make sure y'all get the likes up because we are about to get in trouble. Okay. Because this is where the rubber meets the daggone road. And there's really not a lot that they can do to stop what we're about to talk about, okay? So because I am a little different than most, I decided to go look up the companies that were the top recipients for USAID. Because I figured that would lead me to at least understanding, you know, what kind of things they were involved in. And so I'm going to take you guys on the trip that I've been on for the last 24 hours or so. And we're going to do this together, okay? Y'all ready? All right, let's go. All right, so first things first. These are the top USAID recipients from religious groups to blase. We've heard how much money they're giving out from the previous people that were talking, $40 billion or so per year. A lot of countries receive this stuff. Ukraine was the top foreign recipient. Now, of course, that can be molded into the fact that they were at conflict with Russia, okay? But non-government organizations implement the majority of USAID programs. Oh, why is it doing that? Oh, crap. Hold on a second. Anyway, non-government organizations deal with about 50% of the USAID programs there. So I'm going to go over some of these companies. And I just think you guys should should enjoy this. It's actually pretty interesting stuff. Let's see if it'll let me bring this back. There's a bunch of ads on that page, so it's like it doesn't want me to show all that. My computer's trying to be secure. I understand. I'm sorry, but I wanted to see this. All right, let's see if it'll let me bring it back here. Hold on. And as we get about halfway through this document, I'm going to get away from the document here. All right, so hold on. All right. So Catholic Relief Services gets $4.6 billion. They're a nonprofit. Chemonics International, which we'll get into Chemonics International, is another one, $4.5 billion. For-profit company. FHI 360, $3.8 billion. Development Alternatives Incorporated, it's $3 billion, and this is another for-profit company. Now, I'm going to tell you what, I went and searched out these companies, and searching them out was actually an interesting situation. Let me see how far back I had gotten. Let's go with Development Alternatives Incorporated. Let's go with them real quick. And I want to show you what we got with this group. Let's hope my Google search is working. All right, so this is their website, if it'll load. Okay. And let's just take a quick look at their website. Okay, so DAI works on the front lines of global development, transforming ideas into action and action into impact. We are committed to shaping a more livable world. I don't really know what that means, but it sounds great. Sounds great. So let's see what their mission and values are. Okay. Integrity, responsibility, blah, 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 blah. They're shaping a global world. They got a little video over here. And they got this little piece down here on the bottom here. Let's see what their workforce is. Oh, you know what? I wanted to check working. All right, so let's say I want to work here. Let's see what their work is. Their solutions. Okay. So since 1970, they have worked with more than 150 countries, delivering international development. So basically they build up stuff in environments that have been racked by military conflict. So they're pretty much to clean up people for areas that have military conflict. They come in with aid, I want to say vaccines. They also come in with health services, sustainable businesses. They got a few things going in here, right? So DAI, okay, looks like a decent website, all right. But how come when we click on stuff, let's see what we got here. Let's search out their jobs. Let's see what they got. So they're over in Islamabad, Pakistan. They got some technical writers, data governance. So these guys look like they're pretty legit. They do a bunch of stuff overseas with Iran, Iraq, Baghdad, from what I can see, or Pakistan, sorry. And Iraq, Baghdad as well. So that's their business. DAI is all about overseas stuff. Now, just to give you a quick insight here, I personally think that some of these organizations' websites are a little lackluster considering the fact that they're billion-dollar companies. That's just me. But we'll take another look at DAI later. I want to get into the next one here, which is now DAI is a for-profit, and ABT is a for-profit. So we got another ABT Associates. Now I'm gonna just be honest with you. These names just sound funny to me. Like ABT Associates. What does that mean? All right, let's look it up. ABT Associates. Building bold innovations for the world. abtglobal.com. Here we go. So let's check out their little profile here. All right. Drivers of change. Impact worth noting. Is that Pearl? No, it's just some lady that looked like her. So once again, pretty basic website here. Let's see what the careers page looks like. There goes the Pearl looking lady again. Basic ass website, right? And Thrive. Okay. View jobs. So I always like to check out what jobs are available, right? Now, of course, they're not going to say like child trafficker, but so they're over in Fiji, Papua New Guinea. And what do they do? Let's find out what they actually do. All right. Let's see what their whole situation is. What we do. So they're an environment and energy spot, education, governance, blah, blah, blah. Okay. All of this stuff sounds about right, but it's not very specific. So let's see what their specific services are. Let's see what they got. Innovations and tools. They collaborate with partners around the globe to continuously innovate and develop tools within and across sectors, from health and environment to housing and economic development. Many of our tools offer easy integration and accessibility for rapid data collection and insights. For example, virtual Omni integrated citizen engagement solutions makes it easier for people with disabilities to access Social Security Administration benefits, or pregnant women to benefit from national vaccine safety monitoring. So that means that they're into healthcare, reproductive health, that kind of stuff. Let's see what else they got here. So their goal is to utilize AI to streamline processes over in, let's see where they go. All right, so they're all over the world, and basically they're an AI company. Well, not an AI company, but a company that utilizes AI to try to make health systems work a little bit better. All right, sounds okay. Sounds pretty good. Okay, well, let's see what their people are. Okay, so we got Matt Sweeney. We got this guy from Burundi. Okay, Rwanda. All right, well, maybe there's some other stuff here. So we got Rwanda, we got Burundi. These are all African regions, which is interesting that the top searches come out in like Africa, and that is interesting. Niger. So this is all about stuff going on in Africa. That's what these folks deal with. So most likely, from what I've seen, there's going to be some additional changes here, okay? Because some of these companies don't line up with what they should line up with. And let me get into that with you, okay? So as you go down the list over here with the agencies, you get to ABT Associates, which I had looked up, but I'm not going to do that one right now. I want to get to this one down here, John Snow International right here, which is a nonprofit. Basically, what John Snow does, and give me the second here, I'm going to get the link up. What John Snow does, yes, Tam, I know this is not the comedy show today. This is the day show. This is the news. The comedy show is the night show. But I'm funny anyway, so it is what it is. I be funny sometimes. So let me get this in here for you. All right, so this is JSI. All right, JSI gets over $1 billion a year. And they are applying digital solutions. And all right, let me peruse this site real quick. Let's go to About Us. This is their site. They receive $1 billion per year. And this is the About Us. This is it. Let's see what they actually do then. They do vaccines in other countries. That's what their thing is. Okay. Are y'all kidding me? This is their website. All right, so you click on the United States, you're supposed to find out like what they do, and all it says is about our work. We provide a broad range of services to the public and private health sectors to strengthen health systems around the United States. That is so basic. And then the latest news is one article. You receive $1 billion a year. You got a damn Canva looking website over here. Okay. All right, fine. Let's see what happens if we go. So they have a pay online link. Pay for what? What are we paying online for? All right, let's see what happens when you try to join the team. All right, so we're at their career page, and there's no careers. There's no jobs. There's no job search. There's no job search link. There's no nothing. Nothing. You guys are watching this real time. I'm not playing. A company receives $1 billion a year from this place. And then you go to their website. The copyright on the bottom of the website is 2025. Normally that means that the copyright is recent. And you go to try to get a career with this company that's $1 billion a year company doing work over in these other countries. And there's no jobs. There's no way to submit a resume. There's no way to send an email. Let's see what the contact has here. Okay, so you can send an email. So let's click here. Oh, you click in careers, and then all of a sudden there's nothing there. All right, okay. That smells funny. That smells real funny. So we've got a donkey site, as I call it here, because this thing is ass. This site is ass. And it was recently created. 2025 just started. So if the copyright is 2025 and no, from to 2025, like a 2023 to 2025 copyright, that means that the site was just created this year for a company that pulls $1 billion in. But okay, I digress. And I'm telling you, we're going to get in some trouble for this episode, but I had to go do the research because I need to know what the hell's going on. If you're getting $1 billion a year and I want to work for you, I should be able to put in a career. Or put in an application for a career. There's no careers listed. When you hit the careers page, it gives you a 500 error like it never existed in the first place. And the only thing they have here is an email situation that doesn't actually tell you what email you're sending to. So you can't even confirm that it's an official JSI.com situation. So another thing I noticed is when you go to contact us for most companies, what do you normally see? An address. A mailing address, a phone number, an email address, but you see where the email thing is, and you'll see like those are the basic things. When you go to contact us, they give you different ways to contact them. And one of those main things is like a mailing address, P.O. Box, whatever, or it'll be the actual site of the company. So looking at this site, can anybody tell me where this company is actually physically located? Not at all. So you mean to tell me that I can start a company, not even have a physical location on my website, and I can get $1 billion from the government? Maybe I'm in the wrong business, or maybe this is some bullshit. But I digress. Let's continue. Since they didn't believe me. I said, yo, there's something ain't right. This stuff don't smell right. They said, well, prove it. Come on online and say it. Okay, let's talk about it then. We got a website with no careers page, no address, no nothing, but they receive $1 billion a year in money from USAID. Okay. But USAID is the problem. Hold on. Let's see what's the next one here. All right. I'm going to leave Save the Children alone because the guy in the other video mentioned Save the Children. So we already know we're going to find something dirty there. I'm not even going to do it. Not even going to do it. So let's go find ARD Incorporated, which is the next one on this list. Okay, come on, y'all with me? I hope y'all with me. I hope y'all following because it's going to get deep here. If you haven't already realized what's going on. All right, so this is not the official ARD Incorporated, but the official one. If you search it out, you'll get this property management. Or the unofficial one, if you search that out, by accident, you'll get this property management company in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, that basically just looks like somebody's house. I was wrong. That wasn't the company. The reason why I couldn't find it is because the company doesn't have an official website. Did you hear me? The company that receives over $1 billion every single year in USAID does not even have an official website. And let me show you why. So we're going to go to this other place called Land Portal, right? Land Portal is going to bring me to a landing page for ARD and basically explain what ARD is. So through innovation and leadership, ARD Incorporated helps people across the world create essential conditions for successful economic development since it was founded in 1977. So a company that's existed since 1977 that gets over $1 billion a year, that does its business under this name, does not have an official domain website. Okay. All right. I believe that that's fine. That's perfectly fine. There's nothing fishy about that. All right. ARD has led more than 600 projects in Africa, Asia, Europe, Eurasia, Latin America, and the Caribbean. These projects have helped countries respond to a range of environmental, social, and institutional challenges. ARD has 43 field offices around the globe, in addition to its main office in Burlington, Vermont. So its main office is in Burlington, Vermont, and branch offices in Washington, D.C. and San Francisco, California. ARD, and check this last line, ARD is a wholly owned subsidiary of Tetra Tech, a leading provider of consulting, engineering, and technical services worldwide. So ARD is really a company called Tetra Tech. ARD itself doesn't have a website because it doesn't really exist in the way that it existed. At some point, it was a valid company that was purchased by Tetra Tech. And Tetra Tech kept the name and its nonprofit status so that they could apply for federal monies to do whatever the heck they're doing overseas. So let's check out Tetra Tech then. I mean, since we're here. All right, so here's Tetra Tech. Tetra Tech is our Ukraine, Eastern Europe. That is our, who else we got in here? Let's check them out. So let's go to About. Let's see what Tetra Tech is doing. So ARD is just a shell for what Tetra Tech is. ARD has no official website, and their website will take you to Tetra Tech. That's what this is. So it's a redirect that takes you to this joint. So let's see what they do. They got some offices. They're in Australia. They're doing whatever. Create a sustainable future. But how? What is it that they actually do? International development. What are they developing internationally? Let's see what they got here. So they deal with water, defense services, climate services, biodiversity, I'm not sure what that is, disaster and emergency management, federal IT, learning and development, management consulting, blah, 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 blah. All right, I'm just going to say this. I understand what this is because of some of the things that I understand about how you file businesses. Two businesses are two separate entities. So you can have a for-profit business and you can have a nonprofit business that operates under what's known as a DBA, a doing business as. So the DBA is probably ARD Incorporated, and ARD Incorporated's name was purchased from another company that was a nonprofit, and they just kept the nonprofit status so that they could apply for federal grants for profit, which is Tetra Tech, and for nonprofit at the same time to fund the same projects that they're doing. So let's just see what their news is, okay? So I hope you caught that. They basically created a fake, I don't want to call it a fake company. It exists digitally. It has an EIN number. It has all that. It's an entity, but it doesn't actually operate at all. Its operation is the other company, and they have a DBA so they can get 2 awards. Okay, all right, that's fine. So they deal with water and climate change. So they deal with climate stuff overseas. That seems like that's their thing, or at least that's what Tetra Tech's thing is. ARD is something totally different. And so that's why I want to go back to ARD, because ARD's thing is all about overseas involvement in socio-economical issues. That's what their company was doing. So they fell up under this Tetra Tech thing. They give you a couple solar panels in a picture, and they make you think everything's cool. Okay. So what kind of careers? So they're leading with science. Okay. People Let's see what's up with their jobs. Let's see what's their jobs look like. Okay, let's just search everything. Worldwide. So they got some Tampa stuff. So they're into bio, okay, biotechnology. That's their thing. And biotechnology research, depending on the company, cannot be funded by certain federal grants. So you have to get the nonprofit grants for certain things and the for-profit grants for other things. And nonprofits, as you know, if they're good, are definitely more or less competitive when it comes to the grant receiving. So they got some jobs, but I just want you to understand they're not the ones receiving the money, technically, from USAID. They're getting their money from a different federal subsidy. And then ARD, which is rolled into the same company, receives money over $1 billion a year on a nonprofit status. I don't know. Is that legal? I don't know. But it does sound a little funny, is all I'm saying. It's definitely some money laundering in there, Ruth. I see what you're saying. Okay. Like I said, I wanted y'all to just see it because I'm seeing it and I'm like, maybe I'm seeing it wrong, but let me bring it to the smart people here on the internet and see how they feel and what they say. So let's go into the next one. Now, just to let you know that ARD Incorporated gets $115 million per year obligated. They're obligated to receive that. This company that has no official website and doesn't officially operate at all. It's just a literal name. It's an entity that is able to receive and make payments. It is not an actual business anymore. And receives all of that money, is guaranteed every year $115 million. Now, if you don't believe me, you can go on USA Payments, and you can pull it up. I put it up on my Twitter feed. Because I didn't understand how a company that doesn't operate can receive $115 million every year. Like clockwork. They didn't even have to vie for it or bid for it, guys. That means that when they cut this USAID thing off, that automatic money that they weren't even vying for every year to go to a company that don't really exist, they can no longer receive. Something fishy about it. Something fishy. I'm going to keep going. I'm telling you, I know I'm going to get in some trouble because it's just a matter of time before somebody else does what I did. And that's what Senator Kennedy was talking about. And I think he need to do it himself. He's like, why aren't we talking about it? Well, let's talk about it, bro. So this one, let's go into our next one. And hold on, let me make sure I got everything. Okay, I got everything out with them. But yeah, Tetra Tech, if you want to know, is a NASDAQ publicly traded company called T-Tech on NASDAQ. So if you want to check on them, they are a real company, but ARD Incorporated that receives $1 billion isn't really a company. It's just an entity that exists on paperwork. Okay. They think we're stupid. They think we can't look this shit up. Dumb as hell, man. But anyway. Let me copy this one. Let's Google search this other one, okay? Let me help you out. This one is called Gepagio Corporation. Okay? Gepagio Corporation is a nonprofit organization for international health and is affiliated directly with whom? Johns Hopkins University. Oh, well, we all know Johns Hopkins, right? Well, the primary focus of this company is basically to provide, let's see what we got here. What do they provide here? African HIV AIDS research, birth control, circumcisions, M-chip food stamp, and cash assistance known as the Access Program. And this is in other countries. This isn't for us. They don't provide the benefits here in the U.S. They provide the same food stamps and stuff that people get here. That program they do over there, along with doing circumcisions because they think that helps to prevent HIV. So we pay for African circumcisions. All right. And I really want you to understand that this company is another sort of invisible one. And I'll show you what I mean. Where's the thing? About. So let's go to history and mission. So basically what they do is Planned Parenthood stuff over in Africa. I'm just going to be honest with you. That's what they do. And we're going to get into it real quick. So, but this is Johns Hopkins University's organization, but it's going under this name, JPAGIO. But it's really Johns Hopkins University. And they have a nonprofit called JPAGIO that gets nonprofit money. So like I said, you're seeing the same thing again where you got the for-profit university and then you've got a nonprofit subdivision or subsidy, and both of them get money, but they're both the same company. Okay, all right. So JPAGIO was founded in 1973, and what I've also noticed with a lot of these companies, they were founded in the late 70s. A lot of them came up in the 70s. I guess USAID was really just starting then, and I believe it started with good intentions, and I think people figured out how to flip it, and then it started to be something different. So basically, they started as a leader in health training to respond more effectively to the needs of individual countries. They became a field-based office in Kenya. So this is all Africa again. They have field offices in more than 30 countries worldwide, and their programming areas have expanded to meet changing needs in the field. Right here, check this out. JPAGIO's expertise is in maternal and child health, infection prevention and control, HIV, AIDS, and infectious diseases. So what they do is HIV testing, research, and such to deal with mother-to-baby transfers. They also perform reproductive health screenings and the other unaliving process that we've talked about before. They do that in Africa. So their job is circumcising people and unaliving some children in Africa. Okay, that's fun. Now, this is the other thing here. Let me see if I can find this other piece here. All right. So this is what I want you to also understand, because I told you this was another kind of a shelly company here, right? So we're going to jump into it. So over here, you'll notice this word, momentum, okay? Momentum is the actual company process. Oh, I'm not opening that one up. See what I'm saying? They don't want me to go mess with that. So why the hell would they have it on their site? But the second I go to mess with it, it's telling me it's not private. Let me see. Let me back this up one piece here. Let's copy that. Let's copy this up. Put it in the cogni. That's fine. Go anyway. How is a .org an unsafe site? 404 not found. So let me tell you about Momentum, since apparently I can't link to them from the company that they are affiliated with, which is Johns Hopkins. So Momentum is the parent company. Momentum is known as Momentum Country and Global Leadership. Let me bring them up for you since I can't get to the link that's on the site of the company that they own. Check this out. So Momentum is the actual company that JPAGIO is representing. They are the number one, I guess, connected entity. So there is no known scandals involving the Momentum program, but let me show you that there is one with JPAGIO. Okay, check this out. So I just want you to see, this is another shell company. I've gone through 3 shell companies already. Companies that don't even really exist. They don't really operate. What's really operating is Momentum. And Momentum is being fronted as JPAGIO, which is being fronted as Johns Hopkins University. So that one's like a 3-layer right there, okay? I'm hoping y'all are following me, because it's a lot to it. I understand it. It took some time to put it all together here, but let me show you what we got here. So JPAGIO, which is that Johns Hopkins front, which is also the actual company that Momentum is, got sued for basically misappropriation of funds. Billions or millions of dollars were promised to a group of people. That group of people never received that money, and they sued the crap out of Japagio. And look whose name is right there. USAID. Right in the same scandal document was Japagio. So they're supposed to get money from USAID, and they were supposed to distribute it per some contract, and they didn't give them people their money. So the question goes back to Senator Kennedy, where'd the money go? I don't know. I'm not going to know. I'm just saying they were in a damn scandal for putting money in places it wasn't supposed to be and promising money to be somewhere else. And the company's not even technically real. And the company is being covered by another company who's doing work overseas on unaliving children and circumcisions. Personally, I don't really want to pay for circumcisions and unaliving kids in other countries. If it can be avoided. Now, I do understand that there are certain things where there's no health care, but we've already talked about it. They're providing food stamps. They're providing humanitarian aid, but they're also doing genetic testing, HIV testing, and virus testing with the same people in these countries. And then they're taking that money and paying to have regime changes so that they can get around regulations in those countries. This is USAID, guys. This is what they're paying for. Now, like I said, I've only been through 3 companies, and we're talking billions of dollars, but why I got to go through 3 folds to find out what they actually do and who they do it for? Can anybody explain that to me? So anyway, USAID had issued a preliminary notice of its intention to solicit applications for entering into a 5-year cooperative agreement, the award, that's the money, to further the MNH program, which is a Maryland neonatal health, I think it was. Which one was it? I don't see it. I don't see MNH in there. So I'm just going to say it's some program they were trying to deal with. So they were supposed to get $60 million. The actual funding was to be provided to the award recipient on an annual basis. That means it comes every year once you get it. You don't have to keep applying for it. You just keep getting it, keep getting it, keep getting it. So the core funds would come from USAID headquarters, and field support funds would come from USAID offices. So it's all USAID and all of their money. So the money came out. They were awarded it, but basically they didn't pay ABT. Now, ABT Associates, you guys, you may not remember, but I brought them up vaguely earlier in the document. You'll notice they're right here at number 5. So basically, they were getting over on them while both of them were trying to get over on USAID. That's what was going on there. So, like I said, I'm bringing it to y'all because that's what I found. So how is another company that both are receiving aid from the same place, why is ABT needing anything to fall off of Japagio if they already get $2.6 billion directly from USAID? So what they did was they piggybacked behind Japagio and made a promise to them and said, look, if y'all give us this much, we can work together and y'all can get that piece and then we get a little cut off of that. So they get their own cut. And then they came behind another nonprofit, created a connection with them, and got another cut there. And then got mad when they didn't get their double dip cut and sued Japagio. Okay. Sued Johns Hopkins, basically. I hope y'all are keeping up. I know it's a lot. I hope y'all are keeping up here. So now we got a shell company under a shell company procuring nonprofit funds in the billions per year, recycled, obligated. They only had to get it once to get it repeatedly. This is what got stopped with what is going on right now, is people repeatedly getting payments of millions of dollars to companies that either don't really exist or exist under the guise of something totally different and are receiving this money. I'm not saying that the United States should not aid people, but what I am saying is this shit don't sound right. And I don't think this is where that aid is supposed to be going. That's all I'm saying. So like I said, we went to DePagio and we talked about their little thing. So basically 2 companies were involved in the same BS, and one got mad that they didn't get their extra double dip and sued the first company. So come on, man. That's pretty close, ain't it? That's pretty close. They both on the same list of recipients, and they suing each other because somebody didn't get a piece of somebody else's award. Oh, this is nasty work. This is nasty work, guys. So let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. They want more, I'll give you more. I got plenty. And I only got, I only got a few more minutes here, so I got to run through this. Might have to do a part 2 to this joint. All right, so we went through the fraud case. Jeez. Yeah, you know what? Okay. Yeah, I'm going to run through them quick. I'm going to have to run through them quick because I am running out of time here. So right now we got Deloitte. Deloitte, if you've never heard about Deloitte, what they do is they basically audit. They do audit and tax consultation. So they do like tax audits, tax consultations. What they do is they audit your stuff and then they get you to pay them to tell you or to do for you the process of getting through the loopholes in the taxes. That is literally what Deloitte does. If you don't know who they are, that's what they do. They come and they look at your books and then they charge you to pay them to basically finagle the books correctly so you can find tax loopholes. Not much different than a tax preparer who really understands the tax code. That's what Deloitte does. So they basically just get hired to teach businesses how to get around the tax code. That's what Deloitte does. And they receive $1.2 billion every year. And remember, USAID money is not vied for yearly. You get it once and then you keep getting it. So that means all of these companies have been getting this money for years. You wonder where that $36 trillion in debt comes from. You start looking at numbers like this. So let's go to the next one. World Vision. Okay. Let's see what we got here. World Vision is supposed to be a Christian humanitarian organization, whatever that means. Okay. Let me show y'all what the hell that really means. Let's see. What is the World Vision scandal? Let's find it out. Let's see what AI says. All right, so the World Vision scandal was basically misappropriated USAID funds that somebody who in Israel, I think this was Israel, or no, he was arrested in Israel. So this is Gaza. Back in 2016, they suspended the programs in Gaza back in 2016. So this was around the time that Trump got his first term. So I want y'all to understand something right now as I'm finishing this up. I only got like 2 more to do. Hillary Clinton and Kamala Harris said something very interesting during their, that campaign, right? And they mentioned this whole running on a problem versus a solution. And although I didn't like those candidates for certain reasons, that statement always stuck out to me because that is what they do. They like create a problem and then run on solving the problem. It's almost like if you take your car to the mechanic, they mess something up, so you got to come back to them to get it fixed. So what they were trying to say is, in 2016, when World Vision was misappropriating funds, Donald Trump already knew what was going on with USAID. Oh, what, you thought Elon Musk just popped up and saw this? It's been going on for some places 50 years, is what they said. And just nobody ever questioned it. Nobody ever came behind and said, why are we sending this money over here to do circumcisions and HIV testing in countries overseas, and then that money is getting filtered into, it's never getting to the people. It ends up getting to the extremists in the area, and they use it to fund regime change. Okay, hold on. Let me let it keep going. Let me let it keep going. So basically what happened was they believed that the World Vision money was given to terrorist groups. And that's what they said. That's what they said. And that's all I could tell you on that one. But I'm going to tell you specifically. Let me bring this over here. Hold on. I'm going to read this off to you because I can't bring the window over here. But yeah. So World Vision has been involved in several scandals. Let's see, where's their let's go to their website while I'm talking about them. All right, so this is their website. I swear the same person designed all these sites. They look exactly the same and they're crap. You see this website? At least they have a address. It's a P.O. box, but at least it's an address. That's one step in the right direction. Okay. So what World Vision did is there's the Halabi scandal. This is what I was just talking about. In 2016, Israeli authorities arrested Mohammed El Halabi, the manager of World Vision's Gaza operations. So El Halabi got convicted of diverting about 50 million from World Vision's Gaza budget to Hamas. So World Vision basically funded Hamas. Okay, all right. Around the same time that they decided to invade Israel. Interesting. Okay. Back in 2012, World Vision used Australian government funds to fund the Union of Agricultural Work Committees, a front for the Popular Front for the Liberation of Palestine, which was also a terrorist group designated by the United States and the European Union. Okay, hold on. That's apparently not it. All right. U.S. Senate Finance Committee investigated World Vision in 2019 for allegedly partnering with ISRA, which is sanctioned by the U.S. Office of Foreign Assets Control. The committee's report concluded that World Vision's contributions aided terrorist activities. All right, now hold on a second. We're going and then hold on. There was also a payroll scandal where they didn't give people their money. So World Vision responded to the scandals by suspending operations in Gaza and basically, firing everybody, conducting a full review, including externally concluded forensic audit. I need to see that. I don't know. Taking swift and decisive action if any allegations were proven to be true, which they were, and maintaining its commitment to the highest standards of accountability. So I'm going to tell you guys right now. Let me tell you what. And I hear you in the chat there, Al. I think drug tests for food stamps recipients would be a better option. But I don't really want to deal with none of that stuff over there. But I'm just going to tell you, World Vision was involved in multiple scandals. Multiple times. And they kept giving them the money over and over and over and over. We're talking millions of dollars. Meanwhile, they're involved in a whole scandal with Hamas and other terrorist groups, and we kept giving them money. So you mean to tell me nobody knew what was really going on? Nobody knew. Okay. It's bullshit. It's bullshit, guys. I'm sorry. I only got 2 more left, and then I'm gonna get out of here. But my point is, once the first problem happened in 2012 or 2016, once that first problem happened in 2016, they shouldn't have been getting money for 8 more years. You see what I'm saying? They should have been, hey, we can't be sending y'all money if people are getting funded from it that are terrorist groups. Hey, we stop that now. So what that also means, and that's why I wanted you to remember what Hillary Clinton was talking about, and Kamala Harris kept saying that same phrase, and I said, there's something in there. They already know what's going on. So he's running on problems, they were saying, he's running on problems that he already knew about because the problems were already created. Just nobody was talking about it. So like the border, it was already a problem. He just started talking about it. This USAID thing, 20 years of this shit. Obviously have ghost websites, non-profit organizations acting as shell companies up under for-profit organizations and major universities. And this is all right here. It's all available on the internet. It's all public record. So for 20 years, this was public record. Nobody said nothing. Nobody wondered why you can't find an address for a company. And if you look them up online, they don't even have a website. But they get billions of dollars every year. You got to be out your mind. Why didn't we look into this? That's what Senator Kennedy was saying. Why is nobody talking about this? I want everybody held to account, not just whoever Elon finds, even Donald Trump, because that means he was in office while this stuff was going on and they didn't let him, he didn't see it back then, 8 years ago or 6 years ago, whatever the hell you want to say. He didn't see it, or maybe he did see it and said, man, if I need to run again, I'm going to run on this. I'm going to run on this budget stuff because I see, he took notes. Donald Trump took notes. And when he didn't win that second term, he took them notes and said, watch what I do in 4 years. And he's cracking the door open on stuff that existed 20 years before he got there. You think he just figured that shit out last week? Yeah, right. Okay. All right, let's continue. And not to take away from Trump, I'm just saying it's been going on. So he just happens to be the whistleblower at this point. Is going to be Elon Musk because it's somebody outside of the government, somebody that the government itself doesn't control. That's why he basically told Elon, yo, go check out this. Check out these things over here. And Elon's the one that gets to say it because he's not the government. He's just the private contractor like Deloitte coming in to audit. All right. So let's go to the next one. What was that? What was this one? This was the, I'm going to check their site. Hold on. Let me see what they got. The next one is Mercy Corps. But you already see World Vision is crap. That's crap too. And this is definitely a real thing. $50 million over 10 years. So that's what, $5 million a year that he funded Hamas from USAID money. So that's not necessarily the USAID fault, but it's their fault for not looking into it when the reports were coming up. All right, let's get to this next one. Only got two more. And I could go on with the rest of my day. Like I said, it's a lot. And if we just don't talk about it, here comes another one of these crappy looking websites again. Now, I know some of the folks that watch this show design websites. Y'all know y'all could do better than this. With $1 billion a year, you can do a lot better than this. All right, so what do they have? What do they do? What we do. Let's view all. They act as a connector, collaborator, catalyst, advocate for change, whatever that means, for 40 years and in more than 40 companies alongside communities to provide rapid relief in the wake of disaster, manage the effects of conflict and climate change, here we go with that again, and create lasting solutions for a future where everyone can thrive. That is so vague. Is it just me? None of the descriptions are very specific. It's very vague, but this is one of the ones that does cash and voucher assistance. So this is the food stamps for overseas. Let's see what we got here. Food security. Financial inclusion. They got a bunch of things. Emergency response. And right up here, you want a ceasefire in Gaza, you can go ahead and give to them now. So who we are, what we do, where we work, how to help. What if I want to work there? Check your copyright out again. Another 2025 copyright on the site with no before copyright. So it's a brand new site again. I'm telling you guys, it's too easy to see the shit and then not say, God, it really smells like bullshit. So let's see what their cash and voucher assistance looks like. And they basically give $5.6 billion a year in cash assistance to countries other than us. Now, why do they only have 2020 and 2019 stats? It's 2025. And the website has a 2025 copyright, but the only data that they're showing is 2020 and 2019. Oh, that smells like bullshit. You smell that? You smell it, don't you? So how do I help? Can I work with y'all? How do I submit an application? I can sign a petition. No, I want a job. Where's the jobs? Oh, collaboration? No, that's I got a company, you got a company. I want to work for y'all, Mercy Corps. Uh-oh, there is nowhere to put in the damn application. It's exhausting to see how obvious this shit is. And that nobody's really going to talk about it. Are we really not, and Congress is really not going to do what I just did and be like, dude, what's up with these websites? Why are they all brand new? And why are they basic as hell, vague as hell? You can't even get addresses for some of them. You can't get actual websites for a lot of them. Like, where they at? Where they at? Guys, please help me here. Where's the damn address? There's no company address on here. There's no nothing. Let me see here. There's got to be something, right? Right? Oh, let's go to careers. Let's go to careers. Here we go. Apply now. All right. All right. So let's see if we got an application link on here somewhere. Learn, join. All right. That's a video. Let's see what happens if I go to apply. JobVite. Jobs at fucking JobVite. $1 billion company is using JobVite. Are you kidding me? This thing don't smell right, man. Something don't smell right here. So this is the Sudan, Kenya, Ukraine, Mali, Jordan. This is all over there. Let's see what categories they got. Fundraising, finance, and programs. Let's just go with programs. Let's see what they got. Cash group, cash, a bunch of money. Syrian money. So this is a bunch of money. Okay, and they do a bunch of work. And what they do is not for most people from the U.S. to do. That's why it's not easy to actually try to work for them. And they don't even have any address. Like, what's the main headquarters address? You don't even have a main headquarters address. I don't know, man. That doesn't sound right either. All right, let's get to the last one here. Or second to last one here. Go back to our page here. Just so y'all know I'm not getting this information from nowhere. I'm letting y'all see it right along with me. But this is a really basic little site. I don't know what they really doing over here. But they receive billions of dollars every single year, and they don't even really have a well-working website. And I'm sure if I dig further into them, I'm going to find out that they're connected to something else. But they literally provide the access program that we know of in America. They provide that over in somebody else's country. So, along with healthcare issues. So we're going to get into that one in this next one. So let's go back one more time here. All right. Where are we at? We're on the last two. So we're going to go check out ADCI. What is the name of this place? Get this stupid ad off of there. Thank you. I'm almost done. And thank y'all for being patient with me. Like I said, it was a lot of research, but I needed to make sure that I was looking at what I was looking at. Okay, so we're going to check out ADCI Voca, who I got their website. Let's see what we got here. You guys take a trip with me down the internet street here. Let's go over there. So not sure if you can see it here, but there is no website. We believe all people should have it. This is the website, but there's no website. And if you look at the page here, I'm trying to make sure it's on the screen for y'all. If you look at the page here, where's my vertical feed? Because they got to see it. I guess they can see it. Yeah, y'all can see it. Where it says coming soon, please check back later. How the hell is a company that's been receiving over $1 billion in money every year not have a website or just now be working on one? Can anybody explain that? And if you don't believe me, go check the site yourself. Go check the company out yourself. ADCI, Boca, whatever, is the actual recipient of $1.1 billion per year. This is the company. This is their website. You can't check nothing on their site. No jobs, no address, no nothing. But they're getting $1 billion a year, folks. Can we please wake up? You ever heard the phrase, a hit dog will holler? The reason why they screaming down there is because these damn shell companies were getting billions of dollars unaccounted for. And if you think none of those people had their fingers all weaved up into it and it's going to be tapping their pockets, and so they front it out there to say, oh, you're taking away aid from all of these children. And well, look at this website. That could be an AI generated image to get me to think that y'all doing something. Expanding opportunities worldwide. What expansion? What opportunities? Where's your website? So you know what? I'm sick and tired of the bullshit. And I'm not mad at Elon Musk. I don't like Elon Musk, but I am not mad at the fact that he made me look at this shit. And there's no way I can look at this and say, oh, this is perfectly fine. I have no problems with companies that don't exist getting millions of dollars every year. I have no problem with that. And they don't even have to bid for it. They get it every single year. So these people built fake companies, hid them under existing companies that were for profit, and been getting money in grants and money in subsidies on the other side. And it's right here. Because you're not going to tell me $1 billion a year company doesn't have a working website. Like nothing. Y'all see it. Y'all see it. Go check it out yourself, man. If you don't believe me, go check it out yourself, man. And then every year, if you don't pay your taxes, they be on your ass. You know why they be on your ass? Because they got to pay these companies that don't exist. Because there's people behind those companies that do exist. And when they start really digging into, I want to know who the hell owns this company. Who the hell is getting $1.1 billion a year and does not even have a working website? At least the other ones tried to give me something. It was bullshit, but at least it was a working website. These folks don't even have a working website. You got to be kidding me. I don't know how we're going to sit there. Elon Musk is messing up the government. Is he? Or is it shit like this? Because I'm inclined to believe it's shit like this, where $1 billion is going somewhere, and I can't so much as get a damn business loan, and I have one of the best business ideas in eternity. But because they got to go give this money to these other organizations that don't even exist, that say that they're helping somebody in the world, how the hell is this company helping anybody, and they don't even have a website? They just got a domain name. And you want me to believe that this is helping national security, this company? That gets $1 billion, this company. Man, I'm not for it, yo. Y'all can keep that shit. I'm not with that. The Democrats can tell me all that. They can tell me it's fucking raining and be pissing all over me. I know the difference. It smells different. And it smells a lot like bullshit, man. It really does. And I wanted to give them the benefit of the doubt. And I wanted to go into this and find a bunch of sad kids everywhere. But I found shell companies, non-existent companies, non-working websites, no addresses, all types of shit that just looks fishy to me on a regular thing. Like if I was trying to get a job and I went to a website and things were missing, I'm going to be like, yo, this is a scam. So you know what, guys? That's exactly what it is. It's a freaking scam. USAID's a scam. Whatever's going on down there, they need to dismantle it. They need to start all over again so the people that actually need the help can get the help. Because that's bullshit. That's bullshit. You're not going to tell me $1 billion a year company does not have a website that works. So I'm going to take you to my last one, and then I'm going to get out of here. And, you know, before I do that, let me just, since y'all, because they still don't believe me, Al. They don't be believing me, yo, when I tell them about this shit. They think I'm bugging. Let me show y'all something real quick. Since you don't believe me, believe Wikipedia, okay? Believe Wikipedia about these people. Okay? This is the same company. You see the logo? You see the logo. So you know I'm talking about the same people, right? Let me make sure that it's on the vertical. People can see it right. All right. Y'all see the logo, the ACDI, same logo, same people, right? Incorporated in 1965. You see that? How does a company that's been in existence since 1965 and pulling in $1 billion since who knows how long ago, 1985, they've been pulling in this money from the U.S. government every year since 1985, says right here. And that's their thing. Volunteers in Overseas Cooperative Assistance. That's their shell. So they hide under the USAID Farmer to Farmer program. It's an agricultural program. But it's been around since 1970, 1985, and y'all don't have a website. So then the two organizations merged. They formed this other thing. And then those two organizations are now getting money from the U.S. government. Now, the question is Volunteers in Overseas Cooperative Assistance actually still getting money? I don't know. But you've seen from the other ones I covered that it's very possible that both companies are still receiving things. But yeah, so I'm going to finish up with them because I'm done with them. That's bullshit. You're not going to tell me that the revenues for this company are approximately $154 million a year and they don't have a working website. Okay. So you wonder why them people down in DC so upset? Is because they know somebody is going to start digging through this shit and say, what the hell were y'all paying for? It's hard for me to not believe that we were funding some things that were incorrect because I can't find correct stuff that I'm looking for. I'm looking for websites. I'm looking for news stories. I'm looking for video. And I'm getting some Canva shit from a company that's pulling in $1 billion a year. Now, granted, it's not $1 billion in profit, but a nonprofit's job is to take the money that comes in and reinvest it into the company. Part of that is being, relevant on the internet, which is what comes by having a website. That's part of SEO. That's how they search you out. That's how you get donors, volunteers, all types of stuff. You don't even have a website. So how is anybody supposed to help them? Ridiculous. And so our last one, this group right here, Population Services International. Now I'm going to give y'all 2 seconds to guess what Population Services International's prime objective is. We can look it up together, but y'all already know what it is. Population Services International. Should be called Population Control International. That's what they should be called. Population Services International. And we're going to get, I'm going to pull them up real quick. Hold on. If I can get it. And basically, you know what? I'm not even going to go too hard on them because that's crazy. Why can't I see? Even the computer's like, no, don't look it up, bro. Don't look it up. Don't put it in your search history. I don't even have to put the P on there. PSI. All right. So they are, let's go to their site. Didn't the same person design all these sites? Y'all went through them with me. This is some Canva shit, man. I know my Canva sites, boy. All right. So we've got some pictures of some African people. They got a donation thing here. And what their prime system is, they deal with, what do they call it? Reproductive health. Yeah, so basically what they do is they are the Planned Parenthood of those nations. Yeah, here we go. Right here. Number 1, sexual and reproductive health. So birth control, all that kind of stuff that you know what I'm talking about. They call it reproductive health. You know what I'm talking about. So they streamline services for reproductive health. Now, on the good side of that, when people have HPV, cervical cancer issues, things like that, you do want quick access to health of the reproductive system. But what they're also talking about is unaliving kids in these areas and making sure that they can control the population. Why do you think the first picture is an IUD? Right up on the top of that page is the IUD, saying we want to stop these people from populating. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to look at them and see if there's what are their careers like? What do they have here? Let's see what their careers page looks like. Oh, apparently people have been scamming. They have a work from anywhere philosophy. All right, let's see here. Let's search the jobs. Let's see what they got. I swear these websites are so low budget, dude. Like, so low budget. I got a friend of mine that could make a site like this while he's taking a dump. You know what I'm saying? So we got job search. All right, we got head of finance, office managers, branch managers, research people, market people, behavioral science. Okay. And they report to HIV. So this is about viruses. So yeah, like I said, the top level is good. They're trying to prevent, cervical cancer and things like that. And what it turns into is Planned Parenthood in Africa. That's what it is. So PSI is Planned Parenthood in Africa, if you didn't know. And you can go check them out, psi.org. That's their website. And you can go ahead and check them out. But I done took y'all through a lot today. And I know it was a long one, but I didn't want to have to do 2 episodes of the same thing. So I had to get them all out right now. Some of y'all will catch this stream later. And you may not understand what we were talking about, but I'm telling you right now, never forget a hit dog will holler. And when everybody started bugging out down in DC, it made me go look at why are they bugging out? Why are they bugging out? Because somebody's going to do the same thing I did, and they're going to be in Congress answering questions to how are we sending millions of dollars to companies that don't even have working websites? How are we sending millions of dollars to companies that don't even have a working careers page where you can apply for a job on their website? How are we sending millions and billions of dollars to companies who don't even have a headquarters address on their website, but they got 43 offices according to them? They don't have any address at all, just a random P.O. box. Now, granted, some government organizations have to be like that, but these are non-government organizations. These are NGOs with no address, falling up under larger for-profit organizations with names that you know very well, like Deloitte and Johns Hopkins. And shouts to Johns Hopkins on the positive side for the good work that they do. But I'm starting to realize that the good work that we were doing was really just the front so that some bad things could happen underneath. And this bad thing, it stinks. Oh, it stinks deep. It stinks deep. If my regular ass can Google search these companies and find that there's nothing to be found at the end other than a digital entity that doesn't really operate, and people are using these things as DBAs, so they're for-profit companies operating under a non-profit status so that they can save money on taxes. We know what that is. What does Deloitte do? They go to businesses and tell them how to avoid certain taxes. So this is all about avoiding U.S. tax code. That's why a lot of this stuff is overseas, not happening here. And they could say, hey, we went and did this over there because nobody can go see it. You can't tell me you built a bridge somewhere and I can't just go look and see if the bridge is there. So what they've done, if they put a bunch of fog and BS in front of what is really going on at USAID, and I stand on the fact that, yes, they need to go down there and figure out what's really happening. I don't know if Elon Musk is the best one for the job, but he is doing that job. And I, for one, as an American person, appreciate being notified of this situation so that I could do my own research. So for those of y'all that want to have Donald Trump impeached and Elon Musk fired and all this kind of stuff, that's fine. But can we talk about this bullshit? Like, can we have this conversation